Hi everyone, I'm Cole, a developer advocate at Mage, and today I'm excited to show you our brand new integration with Microsoft Fabric. In just 5 minutes, you'll learn how to connect your data pipelines from Mage directly into Fabric's powerful analytics platform. Before we get started, you're going to want to create an Azure Service Principal application, and you're also going to want to create a client secret. You can see what it looks like here to create this Azure Service Principal application. I won't go into the serious details about this because it does take a while to set up. If you need additional assistance setting up your Azure Principal or Service Principal application, I'll leave their documentation in the notes of this video. The second thing you're also going to want to do is generate a client secret for authentication. And this also I will leave the Microsoft documentation in the YouTube notes here so that you can go ahead and create your client secret without me showing it here. Once you've created your Azure Service Principal application and your client secret, you'll want to go ahead and head over to your Microsoft Fabric instance, and you will want to add this application as a user in your Fabric instance. So in order to do this, you will want to head over to your actual workspaces. You'll click into the workspace and you'll want to hit this Manage Access button here. It will give you a drop down and you'll be able to add groups or people. You'll type in the information you need to add there and add your application as an admin user to your Fabric instance. Let's go ahead and head back over to our Mage demo here, and you can see that in our DBO schema within our tables, we have no weather dimension here yet. That's what we're going to end up creating in our Mage data pipeline, is just a simple data extraction from a weather API and load that weather data into Fabric here. Now let's go ahead and head over to Mage Pro, where we're going to create our data pipeline. So go ahead and hover over this over this navigation menu here and click the pipelines button. We are going to create a new pipeline and we're going to start from scratch. And then we will create a batch data pipeline here and we'll just call it Fabric YouTube Demo. And we'll click this Create New Pipelines button. Once you're in your pipeline editor page, you want to go ahead and expand out this right-hand tree here, and we can go ahead and show you how to add a secret. So when you generate your Azure secrets, you'll want to go ahead and add them in as a new secret into your Mage Pro Secrets Manager here. All you'll do is just hover over this right-hand pop-out menu, click the secrets button like we did, add a new secret, and then provide the key value pair here in the secret manager, and just hit the return or the enter button and you will have entered a new secret. Once you've configured your secrets, you'll also want to configure your ioconfig.yaml file. So if we just click this expander here, you'll see all of your folders and files populate here below. We'll go ahead and click this ioconfig.yaml file. It will open up into the editor page here, and you will see a file appear here in a moment, and you can edit and add your different Azure secrets here. So you're really going to want to add your Azure client ID and your Azure client secret. You can see here that they have been interpolated into YAML. And then you'll also want to add your Microsoft Fabric warehouse secrets. You don't necessarily have to have a secret for your warehouse name or your warehouse schema, but you can see that I have added a secret for my specific endpoint here. So you'll want to configure those 5 different things in YAML, and then we can go ahead and close this out. And we can actually just close this editor page in general. And now we can start to add our blocks to our data pipeline. So let's go ahead and add our blocks to our pipeline here. I've already added data loader and exporter block for this specific project just to save some time. So let's go ahead and demonstrate feature in Mage with just our drag and drop. So we are going to fetch data for Fabric here. So we'll drag and drop this block onto our pipeline. And basically all we're doing is fetching live weather data from a specific Latin lawn. It happens to be just in the area where I live. And we are getting some different weather data points for this specific return. We'll go ahead and run our code. And we should get a return here in a second. And you can see that it's loaded data for Ashburn, Virginia, and we have successfully run this block. So let's go ahead and just add a data exporter block. This does not require a lot of configuration here. So we'll go ahead and hit this blocks button. We'll hover over the data exporter, and then we'll hover over the data warehouses, and then select Microsoft Fabric. We'll call this export weather. We'll call this export weather dimension here, and hit save and add. And so our schema name is obviously DBO still, but if you have a different schema that you use, you would want to change that. We'll call this weather underscore dimension. We're using the default configuration in our ioconfig.yaml file, and we'll want to append our data every time we load it. If we're wanting to create a table that replaces every single time, we would just have replace there as our resolution policy. If we want to append data to a new row within the table, we'll just choose this append here. Let's go ahead and run this code. And you can see we are connecting to our Microsoft SQL database, which is really just our Fabric warehouse. This is an initial run, so it may take a little bit of time to export the data, but you can see it is completed already. So let's go ahead and head back over into Fabric, and we will refresh this schema here. And you can see that we have our weather table here, and we have all the columns from our Mage Pro data loader from our weather application. This pretty much concludes the video, and I hope you learned something new today and can see the value in Mage Pro and its integration with Microsoft Fabric. Thanks and have a great day.